to win 40 baseball games is a tough thing to do in today's world of college baseball. So I'm proud of that. But this is a good group of guys, a fun group of guys to coach, and a very talented group of guys. So, when I look at that 600 win stuff, it's not a reflection in terms of you reached the milestone. To me, it's more of an indication of I've been pretty lucky to coach some pretty good players and some fun individuals. So that's what I think about that.
Coach, is there any kind of, could you sense a frustration from your team the way as the innings went on, your team wasn't hitting yet? Or, did you say anything to them, anything like that?
First of all, it's about time you got it. It's funny. We were pretty upset after I could tell, and I even was upset after the 6th because some things happened there that I disagreed with. Leave that up for interpretation. And I could kind of sense the guys were a little feeding off me a little bit. And after that, just calmed down after the 6th inning. We got them the next inning, 1, 2, 3, I think, and just said, hey, let's take all that, put that stuff aside. We've been striking the ball well. Things aren't going our way. We're not going to get the calls. Let's just relax here and play the next 3 innings, very controlled, very mature Indiana way. And I thought the guys did that.
Just how important was the Moose hitting and him taking the extra base there?
Well, it was interesting. When the ball went up, I saw that they were deep, and I thought it had a chance to fall. And as high as it was, I was kind of waiting to see if he was going to go or not. He made an excellent read on that, and that was, to me, the turning point of the game because even at I should clarify this. My comments about the park, I think people made a lot out of that. In this park, it's tough to score. Would anybody dispute that? I think the facts would say that. So for him to turn the single into a double was big because you don't have to give up that extra out. And by the way, my comments about the park aren't specific to Indiana. It's just this park makes you play differently. And if anybody doesn't see that or refuses to believe that, I beg to differ. So I'm not whining about it that we all have to play under the same conditions. I get that. It just makes you play a different game. Everybody, So if you can help me out there to translate that stuff, because I'm taking a beating on that.
It happened yesterday. Casey got a triple, and Nick had a 2-hit game. He did it again today. You guys pretty scary once those guys started going for you in support of Travis and Dustin and Sam? Yeah,
you always want balance in your lineup, and when those guys are getting it done at the top and the bottom, that certainly helps. Here I go again, because I've said this part kind of neutralizes what the middle of our lineup does. Let's face it. Sam Travis kills that ball, all right? And every ballpark in the country, except Long Beach, that's probably a home run. So I'm sitting there in my mind, I'm like, we're probably up 2-0, but whatever. That's just the way it is. So we need those guys to get on because the long fly ball is not going to be a home run. And when those guys are getting it done, the sac fly, the putting balls in play, those things are huge for us. And so very, very proud of the guys keep battling and find a way to do that. But, yeah, Rodriguez has been huge for us the last 2 days.
Christian's had a very good regular season. He gets the All Big Ten honor. It's nice to see him improve himself, in postseason play like he did today.
Well, I think people that you coach and you see guys, and whether it be youth ball or whatever, when guys get confidence and keep building off of that confidence, it's really fun to see those guys grow. Because I looked at Christian last year. The guy has a great arm, and he didn't have a lot of success last year. Now that he's understanding and grasping how to pitch, he's getting more confidence. And then when you pile on top of that recognition by your peers of what you're doing, you can see that confidence even more. And I caught myself tonight even looking out there and saying, that guy is settling in finally for the first time in his – and that's not a negative thing, but just settling in where he really believes he's one of the best pitchers not only in the conference but in the country. And that's fun to see, from my seat.
How cool was it for you to see Schwarber hit one out after all the hard balls he's hit in this place?
Well, I thought he was going to call me out there because I was on him before the game. I'm like, dude, get the ball out of the air because the ball is not going out here. Get the ball out of the air. So when he rounds third, he was get the ball out of the air, huh? That's what he was said. That's what he said as he slapped my hand. So that's why he was acting the way that he was on that. But yeah, that was good for him. guess it's a mental barrier for him to hit a home run. So.
Today was the first day where teams got eliminated, and just talking to Coach Anderson and Carl Fields, this tournament's been, except for your guys' games, every other game's been a one-run game. I think that speaks to the conference depth. If you could speak to that, where Ohio State gave Nebraska like could, Illinois, and Minnesota gets beat by the 8th seed and then eliminated.
Well, that's the beauty, of, and I've said it in our opening press conference for the tournament, is I love the state of college baseball right now. I love the scaled back bats. I love the raised seam baseball because I think it has made things a little bit more neutral across the board, but I think you see that even play out in the Big Ten Conference, is that there's parity not only across the country, but also certainly within our league. And when I talk to recruits, I tell them that. I'm like, look, the Big Ten Conference is such that if you don't come to play on a weekend, you're going to drop 3. And so, and I think we're seeing it in this tournament. Every game is coming down to, with the exception of a couple, coming down to the last at bat or the last pitch. And it's fun for the players, and I'm sure it's fun for the fans, but I do think it's a testament of how evenly played it is within our conference.